This is the introduction video for the fitness part of the Lockdown Survival Challenge. Now you might be asking yourself, why should I listen to the advice of some fat schlop when there are so many great ripped fitness YouTubers out there? Exactly because I'm a fat couch potato, calf-dwelling nerd like yourself. You should listen to my advice. I'm not trying to sell you my latest fitness book. I don't have a sponsorship with some fancy pants protein drink. I'm just a regular guy like you, trying to get into shape. No, I'm not a complete couch potato. I have put some work in. I know the theory. So I will try to explain this as best as I can and show these exercises as best as I can. And through the course of this lockdown challenge, you can see and judge for yourself how this fitness that I present actually works on a human body. So if you've not clicked away by now, let's get started with the exercises. This is a series of 6 bodyweight exercises. You don't need any fancy equipment. These are pretty easy to do, and I will do an individual video for each of the 6 exercises, showing it in more depth and giving you variants that are both easier and harder to do, so you can train at your individual level. First exercise is squats. Go down until you're about level with the ground, your knees are at about 90 degrees. Do as many as you can, 2 or 3 sets. I got most of these exercises out of a book called Convict Conditioning that explains the theory and the philosophy behind bodyweight exercises. Second exercise is good old push-ups. Put your hands shoulder width apart, go all the way down, go all the way up, keep your back straight and not hanging through, and do 2 or 3 sets of as many as you can. In general, it's better to do a set that starts easy for you and do a lot of repetitions than force yourself to do an exercise that is really hard and risk injuring yourself. Speaking about hard and risk of injuring myself, third up is handstands. Handstands push-ups, and the easiest variant is standing on your head, which I can't even do, but I think it's funny to watch. What I instead do, until I'm light and strong enough to do handstands, is train my shoulders with some barbells. These will be a great addition to your workout equipment, and they are not that expensive to get. If you don't have barbells, a few jugs filled with water will do, especially at the beginning. And if it's too light, just do more reps. By doing more reps, you eventually tire out your endurance muscle fiber, and your fast, strong muscle fibers have to pick up the slack and put in the work. That means through easy exercising but high volume of repetitions, you can get still pretty fit. Next up is leg raises. Why leg raises and not crunches? Because it's easier on your own to get the full range of motion. And we want to get the full range of motion, so all of our abdominal muscles are engaged in the movement. Once again, 3 sets, as many as you can. And it will get hard once you get past 20. These 6 exercises I'm presenting here will give you a base level of fitness. Depending on your workout goals and your body type, you might want to complement them with other exercises and other forms of training to get the results you want to achieve. Now we're coming to bridges to train your back. A strong back, strong spinal muscles to support your spine will help you with back pain and posture. I was really shit at this when I started doing this body weight routine about a year ago, but by now I can do a few of those. Last but not least is pull-ups, training your biceps, your arm, your back and all the support musculature. I'm too heavy to do proper pull-ups yet, but I can do one of the easier variants, and I will show you as many of these variants as I can in its own separate pull-up video. I complement this training by going jogging once a week for endurance. Just an easy jog. Running can be hard on your joints, especially if you're a fat slob like I am. So go easy and run a bit more rather than straining yourself trying to go as fast as you can. Just take a nice easy jog and then it's actually quite relaxing. If the weather is too bad for jogging or the lockdown too hard, I just run on the spot indoor and do some other variants of leg and endurance training. If you do your strength training just fast enough with enough reps, it becomes endurance training. I also like to do weighted marches to condition myself for wearing heavy armor, but if the weather is too bad or I don't have the time, I do something else instead, like running up and down stairs, for example. Sometimes with weights, sometimes without. Training on your own can be a bit boring, but you can help that by listening to music on audiobook or watching some TV or Netflix while you train. Personally, I like to watch Critical Role while working out. After each workout session, I do stretches to work on my mobility and flexibility in the arms and legs. And after doing this for a few years, I can get my whole palms on the ground like this. I couldn't even reach my toes when I started doing this. You have to flow into these forms over long periods of time. Don't force yourself into them, you might injure yourself. Just keep at it and eventually you will be flexible enough. This not only gives you greater flexibility, it's also to prevent injury. Like this, sitting on my knees and pulling my toes up at the same time is to work the tendons in my feet, because I once injured them during dancing and then couldn't train for a while. Also work on the mobility and flexibility of my shoulders. Shoulders are kind of my personal Achilles heel, but they are a weak point in every human. This huge range of motion comes with the price of a ball joint like the shoulder being comparatively weak. So I work them to gain the flexibility and mobility I need to prevent injury. I also do this before doing heavy weight sets or more difficult exercises with the arms. And by now, while doing very funny faces, I can wrap my hands behind my back, which also took me 1 or 2 years to reach this stage of flexibility. And once again, I'm holding this pose for 30 seconds, or if you really want to work on your mobility, you have to hold it up to a minute. So your tendons will feel the stretch and be encouraged to grow longer. Generally, you don't have to train hard. It's better to train often than to train hard. It's better to work out easy 6 times a week than really hard once a week. You want to stimulate your muscles to grow stronger. You don't want to annihilate them and beat them in the ground, so they have to heal from injury. And once you're done with your training and your stretches, it's time to head for the showers. Maybe indulge and flex a little bit in front of the mirror or camera to show how much progress you have made. And I promise after a few weeks you will see progress. Now let's talk about making an actual training plan. We've got our 6 exercises: squats, push-ups, handstand, pull-ups, leg raises and bridges. Now you could just do all 6 of them in one session and do that 2 to 3 times a week. Training just once a week will not really give you any results. That's only enough training to stay at the level you're currently at. If you want to see progress, if you want to get fitter, you have to train at least 2 times a week, better 3. And if you do all 6 of these exercises at once, I would recommend doing the easier variants. And your exercising sessions will take a long time. But if you keep the rest between the different exercises short, you will get a good cardio at the same time. This is not my preferred method. I think if you're just starting out, doing just one of these exercises and then have 6 training sessions a week works better. So Monday just do squats, Tuesday just push-ups, Wednesday just handstands, Thursday just pull-ups, Friday just leg raises, Saturday just bridges, and on Sunday you rest. This way your training sessions will be short and easy. Will take about 10 minutes and then you can have a shower and be about your day. This way it's very easy to integrate it into your usual daily schedule. What I'm currently doing is I'm doing 2 of the 6 exercises 3 times a week, going through all 6 of them within a week, with a day of rest in between. But then it established itself that on my rest days, I'm actually doing something else 3 times a week, so now I'm only resting on Sundays. You could also train 3 out of 6 4 times a week, so go through each exercise twice a week, giving you better results. And if you are training up for a competition or something, you could go 2 of the 6 exercises 6 times a week and really train a lot. But this is more if you already have an established training regime and you want to up your game to get faster results, to train for a goal, you can do these later too. But really at the beginning I would recommend the just one 6 times a week, or 2 out of 6 3 times a week. That's pretty manageable and that will give you good results. Now my personal training regime is: Monday I do squats and push-ups. Tuesday, handstand and pull-ups. Wednesday I go jogging. Thursday I do push-ups and pull-ups again, but this is actually a day I'm working on my weak points, which currently is push-ups and pull-ups. On Friday I do leg raises and bridges, and on Saturday I do march carrying weights so I can train carrying armor. And then on Sunday I rest. You should always have rest in your training regime. The muscles are not actually built by the training, but by the rest in between the trainings. The training is just the impulse for the muscles to grow during rest. Now you might ask yourself, when should I train? How do I fit it within my schedule? And that should be pretty easy if you're doing the just one 6 times a week. Do it right before you would normally take a shower. That might be in the morning, so do it right after getting out of bed. That may be hard, but after that you will truly be awake because your metabolism will go up. Or if you are showering in the evening after work, maybe do a quick workout and then shower. When you actually go about and want to do these training, you might not feel motivated. I oftentimes don't feel motivated at all. At times like this, I trick myself. I say to myself, okay, you're not motivated to do the full training, maybe just do a bit. Just do one set and that will be enough for today. And this helps me start, knowing that I don't have to do everything. That helps me get started. And once I get started doing my push-ups, the motivation to do the rest of the sets comes on its own. On days when it's really bad motivation-wise, I just tell me, okay, just do one push-up. One push-up will be enough. And then once I'm on the ground and I've done one push-up, the other 19 come on their own and I can do my whole workout. This wraps up this video. More training videos to come. But for now, why not let me know, let everyone know what training regime you're all on, what training you did today, down in the comments below to get yourself fired up and motivated. Thanks for watching and goodbye.